I feel like maturity. We played really well throughout the three periods, and the last period in the last game wasn't really good. And I feel like they had a couple of chances in the beginning, but after that we played pretty tight defensively, big blocks. So I feel like that was pretty mature, and I'm really proud of the guys.
How clutch is Cole? I mean, he scores goal to win the game, to set the tone for the game.
Yeah, he likes Saturdays. I don't know what it is, but on Saturdays he's really good. But on Saturdays he's really good. So yeah, good for him.
What's the biggest challenge when you haven't played for 3 weeks?
Nothing really. I actually felt like working for the last 2.5 week, 10 days actually made me even better than I was. I feel like I felt ready for the game. So I feel like the time, definitely the first 2 minutes are hard, but I feel pretty comfortable.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you, guys.
Focusing on over the last
That was a good start. I think obviously we needed that tonight, and I thought the puck was fine on me, early, and it's pretty cool to get those two early. But again, obviously getting chances is probably the most important thing.
Obviously a good bounce back game after Thursday night. That's what teams do when,
Yeah, I
after
mean,
their loss.
obviously I think we learned from that. We weren't too happy with ourselves and how we handled that third period. So obviously we knew we needed to have a good start and play a full 60 minutes tonight. And obviously Dobes was very good for us too, and made some saves when we needed it. But I thought all in all our game was pretty good tonight.
If you could sum up the team's effort in the third tonight, how would you?
The right way. I think obviously it was a big talking point within our group yesterday and today, and it's good to be putting yourselves in those situations. With the lead going in the third, and just finding ways to finish it.
How did Nick lead the way with that?
He just does what he does. I think obviously he's doing it every night, and he didn't get a break like we did, so he just never complains once, does it the right way, and we're very lucky to have a leader like that does it every night.
He seems to be playing even at an even higher pace since he came back from the Olympics from up there. At least, do you have you share the same impression?
Yeah, I think this is very important games, and it's a sprint to the finish line. Obviously, every team in our division has been pushing in the same direction, and all these points matter. But that's what makes it fun. I think we've been in these situations not too often over the past couple of years, and we just want to find a way to get back there.
It's now 15. Touch with him while he was away. I'm sure you debriefed with him since you got home. Just like, is there anything that he shared with you in terms of what he picked up, experience that you think is serving him well right now and will serve him well moving forward?
I think just the relationships that he built with those guys. I think every one of them, just to get close with, kind of off the ice and see how they, carry themselves. I think it's pretty cool. I think he's obviously a guy that everybody wants to be around, and he just takes what he learns and just brings it back. He might not be the loudest guy, but just the way he carries himself, it's very calming in the room.
It's now 15 goals for you in 17 games on a Saturday night. Is there something special with Saturday for you?
No, my life's pretty much every day Saturday. So I don't know. I think it's obviously the energy in the building on a Saturday. Wherever you play is a little bit higher probably, but I think you get excited for every game. But obviously, I think the Bell Center is you hear it for yourself too.
When you're blocking a shot like you did on your first goal, is it like purely a lucky bounce that it bounced the right way, or are you actually trying to maybe? No, not at all. Okay, it's a silly question. Oh, just trying something.
I'm not.
You're just blocking a shot, right?
I'm trying to.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Where'd you get the inspiration for the white skates?
What was the word on the bench during the timeout before the power play? I mean, in the third.
Just to not give them a shorthanded breakaway, pretty much. But yeah, just take our chances if we can score. Puts the game away. But just be cautious with them. Probably cheating offensively more than they would have.
Nick, you've had a bit of time since the whole Olympic experience to kind of process everything you went through, and just I know you've been asked already what you've taken from it, but how do you see it translating into your game?
I mean, it translates directly. I mean, just being around those guys, practicing, trying to earn your spot in the lineup every single time you go out on the ice. I think it helps. You can't take anything for granted, and I want to, just continue to, build and become a better player.
Have you found a different pace at all?
I think so. I mean, in a long season, you can kind of get maybe a little bit comfortable and, maybe not skating as hard as I could and, conserving. But I think, I found a pretty good spot where I'm picking my points to try to use my speed a bit more now.
I know you had a better lead in the beginning of the third compared to last game, but what did you feel your team did better than last game to protect this lead?
I think we just kind of try to stay on our toes a bit more. The Kill did a great job of, killing a lot of time. They got a pretty good power play, and I think there's some points in the game where we probably were sitting a little too far back, but it's sometimes you get uncomfortable when you keep losing the lead and you're trying to be a little too safe. So I thought we did a better job of not trying to be too safe out there.
Nick, how do you find the balance between just trying to play your own game and trying to lead the team when it needs it?
I don't think it's. I think it goes hand in hand. I mean, if I'm playing the right way, doing the right things, I think guys have kind of no choice but to follow if top players are playing the game the right way. We have pretty high standards in here, and you just want to do the best you can and hold those up for the players.
You got the feeling that your line really put that game on their shoulders, really gave the river?
Yeah, obviously when you get a goal the first shift in the game.
Donc, on a eu des meetings, on a fait des vidéos en fonction de ça, puis je pense qu'on s'est bien présenté en troisième. Je pense qu'on a présenté une belle maturité, puis c'est ça qui nous a permis de sortir de là avec 2 points.
Comment ça a été ton retour de ton côté?
Ça a bien été. Je pense que c'est un match après 3 semaines et demie de break, donc c'est de reprendre le rythme. Mais non, je me sentais bien. Mon niveau d'énergie était bon, puis en tant que trio, je pense qu'on a joué de la bonne façon aussi, donc ça nous a apporté du succès, tant en zone défensive qu'offensive.
Hier, tu disais que tu n'avais pas encore été en mesure de peut-être montrer pleinement ce que tu étais capable de faire sur le patinoire. As-tu l'impression d'avoir fait un coup ce soir? Tu as brassé la cage, tu as donné une mise en échec, tu as obtenu une passe, tu as été étonnant sur l'échec avant. As-tu l'impression que ça correspond un peu plus à ce que tu veux présenter?
Ouais, c'est quelque chose. C'est le genre de match que je vais jouer, puis j'ai encore plus à démontrer, mais non, je suis content de la façon que ça s'est déroulé ce soir, puis je vais me donner du crédit à mes coéquipiers. Je pense que sans eux, il n'y a pas grand-chose qui se passe. Donc, on a une belle cohésion avec Jake, avec Newey. Donc, ça va être de continuer sur cette lancée-là durant notre prochain voyage.
Parlant de Jake, qu'est-ce que tu as vu sur la séquence en fin de match? C'est 5-2, bloc 2 gros seins, marqué.
Ouais. Non, on était tous bien excités pour lui sur le banc. Ça prend énormément de courage pour faire ça. Donc, non, on a énormément de respect. Jake, c'est un gars d'équipe, c'est un gars qui prend à cœur le succès de l'équipe. Donc, non, on était bien contents qu'il s'en sorte avec juste des bleus. Yes. Merci.
They're going to try and get him the puck, and I was the lucky guy that had to line up there.
Yeah. And you score right after. That feeling must have been quite something.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes you feel like you don't really deserve a goal, and I felt like I deserved that one there. So.
What does it feel like as well to see the team's reaction when you block those 2 shots off number 8 on the other side, and then you get that goal, and the guys are like so happy for you, and everybody's talking about your performance there?
Yeah, it means a lot. We're a really close team, and anyone else that does that, and I know everyone else would have done that. It's I did think it just says a lot, and we're just a really close team and trying to build together. And I'm happy I got that goal there.
Your job is not easy because you're facing obviously the best players on the ice all the time. You need to close games. You need to play on the PK. It's not always fun, I'm pretty sure. But the fact that you're doing it well and your teammates are obviously looking at you tonight and say, "Hey, you're one of our stars too." Must be
Yeah, it's nice. It's not the sexiest job in the world, and sometimes you can look worse than others just because of the position you're in, but penalty kill and defensive zone draws are oddly fun to me, and hopefully we can just keep building that, and penalty kill is something that we want to keep working on, and 5-on-6 and all these other things, and we'll just keep working on that.
After watching Thursday, what was the mindset going into
Bonsoir.
Martin, les gars parlent beaucoup de maturité dans la victoire de ce soir. Est-ce que tu as vu la même chose? Puis qu'est-ce que tu aimes de cette victoire de ton équipe ce soir?
Ben, je te dirais que c'était plus dans nos standards, là, le côté. Surtout avec le dernier match, tu regardes la troisième, je trouve que c'est différent parce qu'on mène par plus de buts, mais c'est pas facile de jouer en troisième quand que tu gagnes par 3. L'autre équipe, elle fait pas les mêmes affaires. Là, tout ton pre-scout, là, il est embrouillé un petit peu. Fait faut que tu sois alerte, tu respectes nos règlements et tout. J'ai aimé comment on s'est battu. On était là. On était opportunistes sur nos chances. Je te dirais que ce que j'aime plus du match, c'est comment on a géré la troisième. Même c'est différent parce qu'on menait par plus, mais là, ils ont scoré un but. Là, c'était juste c'était juste un écart de 2 buts. Puis là, là, tu sais que le gardien va s'emmener aussi de bonheur. Fait que, mais je trouve qu'on a mieux géré ça. On a continué à jouer en troisième, puis on parlait de ça un matin. Non, je suis fier du groupe.
Jean-François?
Pour protéger une avance, ça ne vient pas avec un manuel d'instruction. Mais en fin de match, même si vous menez par 3, Jake Evans qui en bloque 2 contre Ovechkin, Mac dans un filet désert, à quel point cette séquence-là, tu peux la remontrer à tes joueurs quand tu parles de jeu courageux?
Je pense qu'on a ce buy-in-là des joueurs, puis moi, je suis content qu'il s'est fait récompenser, je le dis toujours, quand tu respectes les règlements de la game, c'est rare que... Quand tu respectes la game, c'est rare que la game te donne pas le respect de l'autre bord, Fait que, c'est pas comme si les shots, ils ont juste quasiment touché, là... Il les a mangés, les 2 shots, là, puis là, il prend un lancer de loin, puis tu sais pas quel genre de bon là, cette rondelle va avoir, mais tu te fais récompenser quand tu fais des affaires de même.
Tu as pris ton temps d'arrêt comme tu as trouvé d'avantage numérique en fin de rencontre. Peux-tu nous expliquer pourquoi tu prends ce temps d'arrêt-là? C'était quoi le mot d'ordre sur le banc?
Suzy était très fatigué. Il y avait eu un non-chiffre avant, puis j'ai demandé. Puis 2, mais c'est de comprendre aussi qu'on est dans le match. Puis c'est pas juste de... c'est sûr, si les lancers se font bloquer, pour Lane, c'est de savoir que les gars vont partir. Même des fois, c'est même pas des lancers bloqués, des lancers pris. Puis leur gars sur le top, il va tricher. Fait que Lane, moi, j'ai rappelé de respecte ça. S'il part, faut que tu partes. Mais aussi, c'est d'essayer de fermer la game avec un but, de ne pas juste jouer en possession. Il faut attaquer aussi, mais il faut que tu sois calculé un petit peu, puis il faut que tu protèges les effets. S'il y a des shots qui se font prendre, s'il y a un gars qui part pour Lane.
Vous n'avez pas marqué dans cet avantage numérique-là, tu apprécies comment justement tes
ouais, je trouve qu'on a eu des bonnes chances. Slav a pris un bon one-timer, tout. Je trouve qu'on a bien géré ça.
Further to that, and from here to the end, I guess the last game you had a situation where in a playoff setting, you'd like to see your guys respond better, but are you able to, in a game that you're trying to win, identify teaching moments that could help you in the coming weeks as these games get more and more important?
Yeah, I think there's always opportunity to learn. You're never going to play a perfect game, and I can't think of something right now that maybe you want me to speak about, but I know we're gonna watch the game, and I know there's gonna be something. We're not just gonna. I feel that a big part of our growth is just our process, and whether we win or lose, we're gonna talk about stuff.
About that timeout as being one of those situations where dial in and detail and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that's
well. Yeah, I feel like in that situation, I wanted the guys to not go there and just possess and kill time. Because if we don't score, they're pulling their goalie anyway, and it's a tough league. when there's a lot of early pulls in today's game, and they could get some bad bounce, whatever it is, you can do it perfectly and get a bad bounce. So it's an opportunity, I feel, just to put a team away, that you want to give your players confidence that, guys, let's put them away, let's be calculated. Don't just think you need to possess the puck for 2 minutes in the O zone. We have to attack as well. Just trust what we talk about each and every day based on the kind of kills that we're seeing.
Before Nick went to the Olympics, you said that you weren't sure exactly what it would be, but you were sure that he would be taking things from that experience. Now that he's back, and you probably had a chance to debrief with him a little.
I haven't.
Okay. Even if you haven't, what are you observing? What do you think he's taken from that experience, even if he hasn't told you himself what it is?
Well, I feel right now what I'm observing is just what I've seen for the years I've been with him, But I made a point this week to tell him that we're going to have time on the road that I definitely would like to debrief and not a 5-minute conversation. So there might be stuff that I learned that I could probably answer this question much better in due time, but
Are you seeing elevated pace? Are you seeing
I see. It's too early to tell in terms of different leadership. But for me tonight, I thought he was excellent against the Islanders. I thought he was excellent tonight. I just feel he's in control a lot, and I feel like when he's at his best, I feel that's what you see from Nick. But the way he's played the last 2 games, I think we feel like we expect that from Nick each night. I think we're lucky to have him.
Marty, after the Olympic break with guys going their own ways, and now you guys go for a week in California, is this sort of perfect timing? Trade deadline Friday. Is this a perfect time for that trip?
I think so. Listen, the deadline is always a tough time for everybody. Yeah, I think, when our group, we've gone through tough times, and the fact that we're going to be together, and I think it's always a positive, and we've been away, this group's been away from each other for so long, and I know we've been back here in Montreal, everybody's got family, girlfriend, whatever it is, that, I think it's good to go on the road, and the fact that you get a big win tonight, that 6-hour flight's going to feel a lot better.
Merci Martin.
Okay, merci beaucoup.